Hey, what's up you guys, this is SGB618 here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I think the Wii U was definitely not a failure. Now obviously you guys have seen the videos, you guys have seen the whole the Wii U was a failure videos, and today I'm going to be doing counter arguments for that. I think some people get mixed up between statistics and opinions, and on top of that you just look at the whole like advertisement side on how that was a failure, and then you just say that the whole console was a failure. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to be talking about that today and just looking at point by point why I think that the Wii U was definitely not a failure. Now obviously I do have some things to say before this video starts. If I do end up shouting out a YouTuber who said something on their video, please don't take it as hate or anything. I'm most likely subscribed to their channel. All of these YouTubers that I'm probably going to say are very good YouTubers, and I highly recommend that you check out their channel. I'm not even saying that their Wii U failed video was bad, not by any means, because they are very well constructed videos. What I just wanted to say is that there's quite a lot of things that I disagreed with their videos. Obviously this is all friendly, like friendly debating. You did this in school, so you know what it's about. No fire to anyone, no hate. And even if you still get offended after when I say that, why did you click on this video? Like, if you know that I'm going to be talking about a very unfavorable opinion, I can't say that word, then please don't get upset over that. Also, I will not be talking about Nintendo's perception of the Wii U, because as we all know, they're the creators. They see things very differently to the audience because they're behind the scenes, so obviously they would have different views to us, and obviously, yeah, stuff like that. Anyway guys, please make sure that you smash the like button and subscribe for some more content, and ring the bell to get notified on upcoming videos. I want you guys to comment down below any points that you think that you agree with, the things that I mentioned. Like I said before, I know that I do have a very unfavorable opinion towards the Wii U not being a failure, or the Wii U being a failure rather. But comment down below what you think of this video, and also comment down below any points that you think that I missed, or even if you don't agree with this video and you still want to, you know, counter argument my stuff, that's totally fine. Honestly, I don't get salty over other people's opinions. It's totally fine. Like I said, it's super friendly debating. Just comment down below respectfully, and I will do the same as well. Make sure though that you watch the whole video first before you actually try to counter argument, because I would just like timestamp you reply. I'll just timestamp reply you because I possibly already talked about it in the video. I have a funny feeling that this video might be a little bit long because it's a ranting video, but obviously you guys have seen the time of the video at this moment in time, so yeah. Anyway guys, let's go straight into this. Okay, so I'm assuming that the best point off the bat for the Wii U being a total failure is the fact that that's what Nintendo thinks as well. So no matter what you say, it's still a failure, because even the creators think that it's a failure. And you know what, that is a good point. And yes, it is true that Nintendo did say that the Wii U was a massive failure, but, and this goes to absolutely anything in life, the creator of something is going to be the most critical of their work because they were the ones who made it. Say for example, I wanted to make a cake sale, but before I actually like show the cakes to the public, I know that I did not put my all into the cakes. There will be people who like it and probably won't notice my better abilities of making cakes, if you guys get what I mean. But I know personally I could have done a lot better, and overall. Now I need to advertise these cakes on the street in the best way possible, but I end up just sitting on the street with a tray of cakes on my lap, and expecting people to buy it. Yes, a couple of people do buy it from me, even though I did overprice those cakes, and people did like them, but it did not get very popular in the community because of the way that I advertised it and marketed it. Does that make sense? It's sort of pretty much the same thing here. So we're not going to be talking about Nintendo's perspective of the Wii U, because obviously we're talking about the audience, us. We don't see everything behind the scenes of the Wii U's creation, so obviously we won't be talking about that today. Okay, so here is where we're going to talk about the videos, like some of the videos themselves. Here's a specific video I wanted to talk about. So you guys know the Game Theorists, right? Very, very cool YouTubers. The effort in their videos are absolutely incredible. I don't know how they plan their videos. It must take ages. So props to them. And I will put the video that I will be mentioning in a card at the top. Basically, the Game Theorists made a video on the Wii U being the Virtual Boy 2.0. And I sort of see what they were coming from. Like, there was a list that they made, like, comparing the Virtual Boy and the Wii U. And yes, in terms of marketing, sort of sales, and there was a couple of things that were right, but the only similarities they had were just sort of nitpicky in a way. Just to, like, look at it on my side, the Virtual Boy didn't even last a year, which is already like signifying that a failure is going to be arising. People didn't even know that it existed, which is sparking the fire of failure. And only 14 games, as you can see here. 14. Yes, I do know that Japan had a little bit more, which was like 24, I think, but still, that is very small. And yes, the Wii U did not have an incredibly massive library, but when you look at these two pictures back to back of the Virtual Boy's library and the Wii U's library, yeah, they're about the same, aren't they? I mean, yeah, that's a very small library. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't quite make sense. I know that the Game Theorist didn't say that the Wii U had not a lot of games, but I've heard that a lot of other YouTubers have said that the Wii U was a good console, but they only had a couple of good games. But as you can see in this picture, they had way more than just a little library. Even though that not all of their games were winners, but we all knew that. Going to the Wii U now, the Wii U lasted about 5 years. Yeah. Okay, compared to the recent consoles, yes, that isn't very long, because the Wii and the GameCube, etc., they lasted a bit longer than that, but still, 5 years is still quite a long time. It might not seem that, but when you actually think about it, it does. But, taking this into account, can a failure survive without relevancy for about 5 years? No, it can't. The Virtual Boy couldn't even last a year, and that was a failed console. Obviously, that's the topic for another video, and I've obviously listed reasons why I think the Virtual Boy was a failure, because people didn't even know it existed, it didn't have a lot of games, and it didn't even last a year. Think of all of these failed unpopular consoles. You had the Virtual Boy, Philips CDI didn't last long. I could go on, but I really can't be bothered. You get the point. The Wii, I don't see how the Wii U can be compared to the Virtual Boy, because the Virtual Boy was a massive failure in every way possible, but the Wii U had potential, and it came out pretty good. It's just that it was not presented in the best way possible. That's the difference between the actual product being a failure and the advertisement being crap. That's what people get mixed up, because the Virtual Boy, the actual console, flopped, but the Wii U, it was the advertising and how Nintendo marketed it. you get the point. I can't, that word messes with my tongue, but yeah, you get what I mean. Two completely different problems for two completely different consoles made by the same company. Okay, so that was one type of the Wii U was a failure type video. Now we're actually going to be talking about them as a whole. Now, what I might say in this section might sound a little bit salty, but I'm not salty. It's just that I'm just trying to get my mind around how these statements make sense. Again, I'm not targeting the YouTubers, I'm targeting the points. I'm probably not even going to say any YouTubers' names for this bit, just in case people still take it personally. But the first point that I wanted to make is that people say that one of the reasons why the Wii U was a failure was the name and the gamepad. And they say that they both weren't a good idea. First off, let's talk about the name, the Wii U. Yes, it's a very simple name, which can be good, but it also can be pretty lazy if you really think about it. But, to be honest, if you say that the name was bad, that's not a fact, or even a statistic. That's an opinion. There's a difference between statistic and opinion. Yes, I know that there's a majority opinion, but at the moment, I personally don't know if there's a statistic saying this many people said that the name of the Wii U sucked. I could be wrong, but I just really doubt that that's the case. So there's the name out of the way. Same sort of thing with the gamepad. It's not a fact that it was a quote bad design, like, of the whole thing. It's an opinion. It's not set in stone that it was bad. Obviously there were quite a lot of people that weren't happy with it, but like I said, that's just a majority opinion. I know plenty of people that like the Wii U gamepad, including myself. So it's not set in stone that it was bad. Nothing is set in stone that it was bad. Only statistics are set in stone. But here's the thing, moving on to my next point about the gamepad specifically, people are saying, or trying to pretend that the gamepads, you're kind of stuck with it from the beginning. People are trying to make out like once you get the Wii U, you're stuck with it, which isn't the case. Obviously, some games you do require it, but games like Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart 8, a couple of platformers on, you know, the Wii U, you don't even need to use the gamepad. You can use the Pro Controller, you can use the Wii Remote, the Wiimote and Nunchuck, you can use a classic controller with the handles. I'm pretty sure that's the Wii Pro Controller. But you see what I mean? You have all of these options. Nintendo has always given us options in terms of controllers, and you only focus on the one that came in the box. When the Switch came out, obviously I won't be comparing the Nintendo Switch with the Wii U, because obviously the newer model is going to be improved upon. That's another point I wanted to make, that you can't really compare the newer model with the older tech. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, once the Nintendo Switch came out, and a lot of people weren't very happy with the Joy-Con grip, it's not like they were saying, oh, you're stuck with the Joy-Con grip and it is such a bad design, this is one of the massive failures of the Nintendo Switch. No one said that. But yeah, with the Wii U gamepad, people said that towards the Wii U. That doesn't make sense. Like, I do not get that in the slightest. Now, going back to the point of comparing the Wii U with the Nintendo Switch, yes, the Nintendo Switch is better in all sorts of the words, even though I did not say any words. But you get what I mean. Like, the Wii U was kind of the experiment, and is kind of the controversial new sort of gimmick that Nintendo did. But then the Switch pretty much perfected it, and people are somehow comparing the new tech to the old tech, but yet knowing full well that the new tech is going to be better, you have to sort of pretend that the Nintendo Switch doesn't exist, or going back in time where we just had the Wii U, because the Switch is superior. We all know that. So there's absolutely no point of saying that the Nintendo Switch did everything better, because we already know that. The Wii U was basically the Nintendo Switch 1.0, as somebody said in another video. Okay, I have a massive rant for this one, and this one messes with my head. Yes, we all know that the Wii U suffered a big major problem, the third-party support. It was bad. I do know that. Trust me, I do understand. But here is one thing that I don't understand. Let's travel back in time to another console who suffered with the same problem, the Nintendo Wii. Personally, my favourite console because childhood memories. Now, the Wii, as we all know, had very bad third-party support as well. But the Wii was a massive success financially and statistically, despite having that third-party issue. Everyone was not buying a Wii to play Call of Duty with motion controls, or playing Disney's Cars. You get what I mean? People were all there to play motion control games and the Nintendo exclusive games, and it became one of Nintendo's biggest console, if not the most popular console of the Nintendo thing. So when people say that one of the failures of the Wii U is the third-party support, that can't be a good point, because if the Wii, an old piece of tech, managed to survive with that problem, then the Wii U must have survived with that problem even better, because the games were technically even better on the Wii U in terms of first-party games. So that point is absolutely blown out of the water. Now, one other point that I wanted to actually do a little comparison here. So people are saying that the Wii is better than the Wii U simply because it outsold its newer counterpart, so therefore the Wii U was a massive failure. Let me give you guys a little example. So when the PS3 came out, no, not where it came out, but you see the PS3, when its lifespan came to an end, and people looked up that the PS2 outsold it by quite a lot, no one complained. Is that not the same thing here? Yes, you can argue that the Wii U tried to change too much from the Wii, the whole gimmicky thing. The Wii was gimmicky already, if you think about it. Yes, people do say that gimmicky is a bad thing, but that's a different topic for another day. The Wii U was just trying to stand out as different, and that links on to my next point, which is people are trying to compare it to the Xbox and PlayStation. Apart from the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo era, and maybe the GameCube era, when has Nintendo ever wanted to be part of the competition? Never. We all know that Nintendo does not look at, PS4 and Xbox's processors and be like, oh, I need to be on par in terms of graphics with them. No, they have never thought that. When they do the gimmicks to stand out, they be different to stand out. That makes no sense what I just said, but you get the point. Like, the reason why they focus more on fun, simplicity, and weird controllers is to stand out with the whole gaming audience, whereas the PS4 and Xbox One, they're focusing on the graphics and having the most online features and first and third party support. You know what I mean? Those two companies are more about impressing the audience of the new gaming generation, if that makes sense, whereas Nintendo is just trying to stand out as different so that people will notice them. You know what I mean? It's not like Nintendo needs to do that, because they have always been pretty good, for the most part at least, but you know what I mean though. That's what they did, that on purpose. Okay, these points don't make me mad as such because, like I said, it's all games. I can't really get mad over this stuff, but it's like it amazes me how these YouTubers are saying this and it doesn't make sense. You know the point where I was saying that people are focusing on the statistics of the Wii U, and then they say that the whole console itself is a failure. Here's the bit that really doesn't make sense. Some say it's a failure, but immediately after they say that, they say it wasn't a bad console. That doesn't make any sense. I can't believe that that's a sentence. That's like me saying, oh, that was the worst film I ever watched, but it wasn't a bad film. Is that not the same thing? Obviously, I do know that these people are not saying that the Wii U is the absolute worst console ever, but the point is like, saying that something's a failure, you're basically saying that it has barely any good qualities, full stop. Obviously, I know that they're talking about the statistics, which was like where the Wii U suffered the most. But why do people think that these take away any cool points of the console? That doesn't make sense. Just because the console didn't do good in certain aspects, that doesn't mean that it takes away all of the good games that it had, all the good graphics. You see what I mean? It doesn't really make a difference. Okay, let's talk about the actual title of these videos. The Wii U failed. Not Nintendo's marketing of the Wii U failed. The Wii U failed. Basically saying that the whole console itself failed. Now, I actually commented this point onto somebody else's video, and a lot of people agreed with me. I'm not trying to say that, again, that YouTuber is like messed up, I hate that person. No, again, like I said, all friendly discussion. But here's what I said, is it the Wii U's fault that it didn't get advertised properly? It was Nintendo's fault for making it really confusing for buyers when it was advertised. People are actually saying that the console was so bad that people didn't know what it was. This is not the Virtual Boy. When you see the Wii U, you know, oh, it's basically the Wii 2, isn't it? You know where it is. But because Nintendo at the time did not, come through with advertisement and made the console look really confusing and possibly even crap, people were confused. But that wasn't the console's fault, that was Nintendo's fault. They were basically claiming that, oh, this is the new gamepad, but they didn't say that it was a new console. Again, that's Nintendo's fault and not the console's appearance. That does not make sense. Now, yes, we did touch on the third-party support and how bad it was, but people are forgetting about the first-party Nintendo games. Now, the first point I want to make about this, again, it doesn't trigger me, but it just amazes me how people feel about this. People are saying that one of the big problems with the Wii U was how the third-party support was really bad. Let me ask you a question. Did you buy a Wii U to play Call of Duty on it? Or did you buy it to play just Zombie U? Of course you didn't. Most people buy Nintendo consoles to play Nintendo games, because they know that, yes, they already know that the competitors do the whole third-party support thing better. But like I said before, Nintendo does not compare themselves. They focus more on the games that they create and not so much on the games that are found on other platforms, because everyone has that. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that it's good that they did have this third-party support problem, because I would have thought it would be very cool if the Wii U had the same good third-party support that the Wii had, but obviously we can't go back in time. It is where it is. So, speaking of the first-party Nintendo games on the Wii U, they were great. They were very, very good. When Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, or just Wii U in this situation, had their videos on what the games will be like when they come out, FYI Nintendo Directs, do you think that those videos only got like 1 or 2 people watching from the Nintendo office? No. Millions of viewers from all over the globe waiting for these games to be released. Seriously. If you see the amount of views on these videos, it basically blows this point out of the water. The whole the third party games buried the Switch. It didn't, because when the first party games came around, it was over. Millions of views on those Nintendo Directs of the Wii U, trust me. And you know what? A point that I literally just thought of. Those games were so popular that a lot of them have been ported over to the Switch. People say that that's a con for the Nintendo Wii U, but to be honest, it's not. If the console itself was a failure, why would Nintendo import the old trashy games on the old trashy console onto their new clean console? You see what I mean? If you class the whole package as a failure just because of the marketing, you're basically implying to the audience that the whole package was a failure, which it wasn't. You see what I mean? If the Wii U was a massive failure, none of the games would be good. The videos on YouTube, no one would be watching them, and Nintendo wouldn't have even bothered making them good games because they know, oh, our product is trash, let's not put any effort into it. You see what I mean? And yes, you can compare this to the Virtual Boy, saying that, oh, the first party games on there weren't enough to make it good or something. Yeah, that's a good point, but last time I remember, there were no Virtual Boy virtual console games on any of these consoles. I could be wrong, and obviously I'm not talking about ROM, like ROM downloading games and stuff like that. I'm talking about Nintendo products, and yeah, there could be a couple, but to be honest, they're super cheap, and no one really buys them. But the Wii U imported games onto the Switch not only gives people a chance to replay those games, like me and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is my favourite game, and it also gives people a chance to play the better versions of those games, even if those games did not come out, even if those people did not get those games when it came out on the Wii U. Now, going back to the whole Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is my favourite game topic thing, I have a really good example of a YouTuber who had a lot of love for the Wii U, and it really helped out his channel massively. This guy is called Beat 'em Ups. Now, well, his channel is called Beat 'em Ups. I will tag his Wii U video in the card above, because obviously this video isn't about, oh, you should still buy a Wii U, because obviously, like I said, a lot of the games have been ported over, and the Switch essentially does all the things that the Wii U does, but just on a grander scale. That's a topic for another video. I'll tag that at the top. But Beat 'em Ups was basically talking about how he absolutely loved the Wii U, and he was saying that it benefited his channel quite a lot because he made a lot of "Is the Wii U worth it" videos. He just did a lot of Wii U videos in general. If the console was a massive failure and no one loved it, or no one even knew it existed, those videos would be getting no views, because people would be like, oh, what is that? Is that a gamepad? Is that a Wii looking thing? Why would I want to look at that video? You see what I mean? People were interested in the Wii U, and it was thanks to YouTubers like Beat 'em Ups, and even the YouTubers I've been saying today, who have been, promoting it, and people, like, they've just been trying to gather up people who are trying to defend the Wii U, and he even said afterwards that it really benefited his channel, and it really shaped it really shaped up his channel. So, like I said a billion times before, if the Wii U was a failure, could it do that? No, it couldn't. To be sure, the Virtual Boy couldn't do it. the Wii U can surely do that, especially how it has nothing to do with the Virtual Boy whatsoever. The main point I wanted to say here, it is, can a failure shape something that qualifies as a great recommended channel? No, it can't. Like I said before, the Virtual Boy, which I class as the failure in this whole video if you haven't realised that already, that was a failed console. No one is going to want to watch video after video about a console that no one cares about. Obviously people cared about the Wii U. Doesn't matter how many people that did, they still cared about the Wii U. And it managed to impact Beat 'em Up's channel, and he's got quite a lot of views and subscribers now. And I'm not saying that it's all because of the Wii U, because obviously he did non-Wii U videos as well that led him to do, you know, all this stuff. But still, the Wii U was a little contribution to that as well. Here's another point that I wanted to make. I know I keep on starting my sentences with that, but still. If you look up Wii U game Let's Plays, you don't even need to type in any Wii U game specifically, but just type in Wii U game Let's Plays. There are millions upon millions upon millions of views on those Wii U videos. Like I said before, if the Wii U was a massive failure, no one would be interested. No one would want to watch these Wii U Let's Plays. Like, the Virtual Boy, if the Virtual Boy had lots and lots of Let's Play videos, who would be watching that? Who would actually be watching that? But the Wii U, because they had good games, and you know, there were people who actually benefited from the Wii U, especially on this platform on YouTube, people were interested. Millions of views right there. On top of that, there are non-Nintendo YouTubers who were Let's Play Nintendo games on the Wii U. Do you know how anti-failure that is? You see what I mean? To me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Some of those videos were made by the YouTubers who say it was a failure. The YouTubers who say that the Wii U was a failure not only owns Wii U's themselves for the most part, but they even made Let's Play videos of that as well. But yeah, it got them the views and maybe even more of what they expected from those videos. The logic levels are way high. So there we have it, guys. Those are my reasons why I think the Wii U was definitely not a failure. And like I said a billion times, I do understand that obviously statistically it was not very good, especially for Nintendo, because it hurt them financially and all of that. But like I said, I was looking at the audiences, the audience side of it, because that's where I'm part of the audience. So it doesn't make sense to look at Nintendo's side, who sees all behind the scenes and things like that. So I just wanted to make that little rant video, because I know that there's not a lot of Wii defensing videos out there, and the ones out there are a little bit friendly and they're not very picking of points as much, you know what I mean? They're just kind of listing off all the good things. Those are very good videos as well. You should probably check those videos out as well. But if you did enjoy this video, please make sure that you smash the like button and subscribe for some more content, and like I said, ring the bell for upcoming videos so that you don't miss that. Comment down below if you did agree with this video, and comment down below if there were any points that I did miss out. Now that you've seen the whole video and you still don't agree with the points that I made, make sure that you comment down below. And on top of that, please don't be offended if, like I said, you think I roasted a YouTuber, which I don't feel like I did. Props to all the YouTubers that I mentioned. Very good YouTubers. They put a lot of effort into their videos, and they deserve the praise that they get. Don't know what that high-pitched voice thing was. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.